Hi, my friends. Hey, this is Pastor Lorraine from the Book of Acts Church. If you'd like to follow us, you can sign up on our website to get more blogs. It's called thebookofactschurch.com. It will be in the link below, and you can check us out. Today, I just wanted to share with you, we had done a fast. It was like a good 7-day and a half fast from like Sunday to Sunday. And we were praying for our families and church and our, government and all that good stuff and seeking the Lord for the year. And some of us did a modified fast and others did a water fast. So I just wanted to share some physical things that happened to me personally and some spiritual things that I hope would be an encouragement to you if you try to fast. I decided to do a water fast, and today was the day actually that we broke it. So I was doing okay, the same things of hunger, tired, headache, stomach ache, whatever. You get all those things because you have toxins. So you're told to fast or to drink water and every time you have a symptom, because that'll help to flush out the toxin in your body. So I was doing that fine. And you got to understand, I hadn't fasted with a full water fast. I fasted, but with juices or just doing fruits and vegetables. But I hadn't done a water fast until my college days. And you got to understand that was a long time ago, because I'm in my golden years now. But I did the fast and had the normal things that I expected. But then by Thursday, I wasn't feeling that great. Something seemed to be off. By Saturday morning, it was wonderful in one ways because the Lord just started downloading a whole bunch of things. Between 3 o'clock in the morning, he woke me up to 6 o'clock a.m. So he's telling me all these things that he wanted us to do as a church. And I'm just like, wow, this is awesome. So fast already was awesome. 6 o'clock comes a.m. and I have to get up because I have dogs and they need to go out and go potty. So I got them downstairs. As soon as I got downstairs, I dropped to the floor and had huge heart palpitations. I read up on that, and it's typical to get palpitations of the heart when you're doing a water fast, just because your bodies try to compensate for not having food. So what it will do is use other organs like the adrenals or something else to try to help, and sometimes that can cause some palpitations. But it shouldn't be real bad. Mine were bad. I'm on the floor. I'm getting white spots, like these huge white spots. I thought I was going to pass out. I get to the point where they lessen just a little, not much. I got myself to the couch, called my husband, and he right away came downstairs and he had to help me. He said, you need electrolytes. All of a sudden, light bulb goes on. For the rest of the day, I wasn't feeling well just because of it, because the heart palpitations lasted an hour and a half, and that's way too long. They should only be lasting maybe 10, 15 seconds. So I was contemplating, do we call, the hospital and get an ambulance? So this is not good with a fast. You're talking about fasting for God, and all of a sudden you're in the hospital. What a great testimony, right? So anyways, he said you need to drink some electrolytes. So he had me pounding down electrolytes and then started me on juices. And I had to kind of break the fast with the water. I had to do fruits and vegetables for the rest of the day and like a broth at night. So the thing is what the light bulb that went off is this. And I want you to hear this if you're going to do a long fast, is you got to understand our water. Our water, if you looked at it in Jesus's day or way back in the Old Testament, even if you looked at probably 200 years ago, maybe, the water, if you took it out of a well, a river, a stream, a creek, it probably, it most definitely had minerals and electrolytes in there from the soil, from the everything. It was the perfect water to drink. And so when God called you to a fast, you had everything that you needed in that water, even though you weren't eating food. So I realized that our water today is just dead. And if you're getting it from like a government source, like, your city or your county or whatever, they're taking and put chemicals in it. They're doing all sorts of things in it because they're trying to keep bad stuff out to keep us safe, which I understand. But what it does is it kills the bad stuff, but it also kills the good stuff. So even if you're putting it in a water filter system, if it's coming from the tap to the water filtration, you're still getting dead water. If you're getting a good water, some of the, like reverse osmosis, will keep some of the minerals and things like that. So here's the deal, is when I realize now, if I ever do a water fast again, and I probably will, is I will make sure that I get some electrolytes and I get some minerals in that water when I'm drinking it. And I would encourage you to do the same thing so you don't run into the same trouble. Because the things that I had were really symptoms of dehydration. And I was drinking a ton of water. So I shouldn't have been dehydrated, but it's because there was no electrolytes in the water. So that's what I wanted to tell you about that. The other thing I wanted to tell you is just at the end of your fast, so we broke the fast, and when you get done with your fast, you got to understand your digestive system has not been working. If you're not getting anything but water, so your digestive system and everything shuts down basically. So when you start up eating again, you're going to have some symptoms which are going to cause you to go into the bathroom quite a few times. And it's not pretty, okay? I'm just going to say it that much. You got to figure that part out yourself. But I had things coming out of me that were different colors, and which is strange, which I realized was toxins. It could be, I was finding things that were pink and purple. And what I realized is, if you're taking medicines for years, if you're, all the toxins from the foods that we eat, your environment and things like that, there's things that are going to come out. And it's, like I said, it's not pretty, but it is normal. So I did look that up too. And it is normal for that to happen. It shouldn't happen for 2 or 3 days, but it should happen maybe for the rest of the day that you stopped your fast. So that's normal. The other thing that I found out too is, make sure you're working with your doctor if you're on medicines, because he's the one that needs to tell you whether you should get off your medicines or not while you're fasting. I thankfully at this age haven't been on any medicines, so I didn't have to worry about that, but there was others in our group that I assured them they need to talk with God and they need to talk with their doctor to ask them whether they should stop the medicine during a fast. So those are 3 things physically. The other thing is you're not always going to feel great. I went through the fast and I'm expecting, you always hear about these elations and enlightenments that the Lord gives you during these times. Well, they didn't happen, okay? At least not with this one. And maybe it's because I'm so full of toxins. But it doesn't happen, and don't condemn yourself though, okay? Don't say, that was horrible and I'm never going to do that again, and kind of things like that. You just got to understand sometimes it goes well and sometimes it doesn't, but don't condemn yourself for it. You did what God wanted you to do. Now I want to move on to the spiritual part. And this is a part that, I got some input from some of our people, is before they started the fast, they thought maybe, they've done fast before and they felt nothing had happened. It was like just going on a big diet. And I listened to a lot of the things from Derek Prince. He did a lot of fasting. And if you heard our last video, he did about, I think it was like 8 years of fasting in a 40 or 60 year ministry. That's a lot of fasting. So this man knows what he's talking about. And he had a wonderful ministry. He had said that he went on all these fasts and not one of them was wasteful. So what I want to say to you spiritually is whether the Lord gave you anything during your fast or not, just understand that you did it unto the Lord, and something will happen, whether it's during the week of your fast, whether it's after you break your fast, maybe it'll be a year or 2 or even 5 years down the road, but you got to understand you may have broken strongholds. You may have really spoken things into the spiritual realm to break strongholds around your family or your state or whatever. So we don't know what happens all the time, and we've just got to trust the Lord. And when others give these wonderful things and testimonies of what God's done, don't think that God forgot you. He didn't forget you, okay? He didn't forget you. You're just as precious to him as all the others that he gave the immediate download with, okay? So I just want to encourage you, don't be discouraged if the Lord doesn't give you something right away, all right? I did end up I got a few things during the week, but it wasn't until the day before, like I said, from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. on a Saturday, the day before we're supposed to break the fast, that all of a sudden he did it. And he may have done that with me because I'm the pastor of the church. But that's not necessarily so. He could have not done anything either. And I've just got to understand it was worthwhile. We can't see the unseen, right? We can't even see the angels. We can't even see God at this point, at the period of grace. All we have is his Holy Spirit here on the earth to guide us and direct us. And he does miracles, signs, and wonders, right? I mean, it's just amazing the things he does. But we can't physically see him unless we see him in visions or dreams. Or sometimes he is visiting people, I've heard, in the Middle East. So it's possible an angel can be in front of you. You'll meet angels that are real angels, and maybe you'll know it, maybe you won't. But honestly, most of the time, you're just not going to know. So my point is, you're just going to have things the Lord's going to give you, or sometimes he's going to wait. Just know that he's done something in you. And that's what I wanted to encourage you with. So if you do a water fast in the future, remember to put minerals and electrolytes in your water. Get through it. If it's too tough, maybe you have too many toxins, try to push through it, because sometimes it's spiritual warfare. If it's not and your body's really suffering, then break into some electrolytes and some juices, and then get into the fruits and vegetables and finish out your fast that way until the fast is done. That's all I got for you today, but I hope that was helpful, because I feel like this is information that not everybody knows about. I don't hear it talked about very much. I only hear the wonderful things that happens when you fast. So I just want to give you some practical things, and I just want you to not be discouraged in your fast, okay? So we have more good information. We've done some updates also on our website. So you can if you go to the posts on the top of the tabs and you click down, you'll see the Book of Acts Church. Click on there, and then at the very bottom you can sign up for our newsletter. I've also implemented 2 new posts, which we're going to be doing. One is called Jesus World Revival, and that's going to be for Christians to encourage them, to encourage revival, to help us keep going as the body of Christ. And then the third thing is it's called Jesus Offers Hope. And that one's going to really be for the unbeliever. That's going to be for someone that doesn't know Jesus Christ yet. And we're going to do testimonies of people who've come through things and realize God is the answer, and the only way to salvation is through Jesus Christ. It's to bring hope to a dying world, because there's so many people that are discouraged and hopeless. So you could sign up for those too if you want. But if you want to sign up for the ones that we're doing for the Book of Acts Church, make sure to go under the Book of Acts Church and sign up there. We'd love to have you visit. If you ever want to come and visit us, we'd love to have you. So that's all I got for today. I hope it was helpful.